So everybody's trying to throw 100, everybody's trying to hit bombs, everyone's trying to be bigger, but nobody wants to actually sleep 8 hours a night. My name's Aiden McIntyre, and this is Tip of the Week 3. So today we're talking sleep. So if you want to throw gas, hit bombs, get stronger, and recover a lot better so that you can do all of those things, then this is going to be important for you to listen to. Before we get started, I am not a doctor, I'm not a sleep guru or professional. Everything that I'm going to talk to you guys about is stuff that I've learned through my experience, stuff I've researched, stuff I've tested, some stuff that's worked and some stuff that has not. So I've always known that sleep is important, and I've always kind of cared about it, but 2020 was the first year that I really did research, started wearing something to track my sleep, and really started learning more about it. Shout out to Dean Jackson for being really the reason I kind of got into that and learned about it. He has a YouTube channel that you should also follow if you're looking for really good content. Sleep is the most important part of recovery for an athlete. So if you want to feel better and perform better the next day, if you want to recover better from the day you just had, your training session, your throwing, your hitting, then you need to put your importance on sleep and kind of see the results that come from that. All right, so we're going to talk first about the ways that you can track sleep. So if you're not tracking your sleep, then you actually have no idea how many hours you're sleeping, the REM and deep sleep that you're having, which we'll get into later. So you need to actually be able to track your sleep. So this past year, I used the Whoop app. It did a really good job tracking all your sleep. You just wear it on your wrist. Whoop, you pay for the band, and then you pay a monthly subscription. I know a lot of people like Fitbit. It's a little bit cheaper. It's just paying for the Fitbit, and then you use it from there. And then there's also a bunch of different ones, the Apple Watch, and all of them do a pretty good job tracking sleep. Some of them kind of calculate it a little bit differently. So no matter what you choose to use, you need to at least have something that's kind of tracking your sleep, so that way you can have an understanding. Because again, just like calories, if you're not actually tracking them, you don't actually know how much you're doing. All right, so next is what to track. So now you have something, you're tracking your sleep, and so you're tracking the amount, the quantity of sleep. So you're seeing how much total sleep you get. Ideally, you should be shooting for anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. You could probably get away with 7, but around 8 is usually the happy spot. All right, so now that you're looking at, you have your total sleep, and then the next thing you need to look for is your REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement. It's a lighter phase of the sleeping, comes right before deep sleep, and it's very important for recovery. So you're looking for anywhere between 20 to 25% of your total sleep to be in REM. So you're tracking total sleep, you're tracking REM, and now you're tracking deep sleep. So deep sleep is the next one you're looking for, and very similar to REM, it's usually about 20-25% is good, acceptable, but you want to maximize it. So you want as much REM and as much deep sleep as you can possibly get in however much total time you slept. So deep sleep is where you get most of your physical recovery, and so this is often where guys, you're training hard, you're doing one workout every day, you're hitting, you're throwing, and if you wake up and you feel like shit and you can't move, you're not gonna be able to get through that workout or maximize as much as you can. So this is usually where REM and deep kind of come in. Because if you sleep for 7 hours and you get less than an hour total of REM and deep, that's probably gonna tank you for the next day. So instead of just giving you my routine, I'm gonna go over all the things that I've tried in the past year to improve REM and to improve deep and to improve total sleep. Most of which I implement into my own sleep routine, some of them I don't, but they're all things I think are worth trying for you and seeing how they affect your numbers. Very important is screens. So turning off computers, phones, TV, video games, and having a time that those are off so that your eyes can actually start to settle down and you can hopefully improve your sleep that night. Even previous to turning your screens off and your phones, you can invest in some blue light glasses. I use these if I'm gonna be on my computer, on my phone, something before I'm going to bed. One that was important to me is no drinking or eating food after a certain time. So if I'm gonna try to be in bed by 9, I don't eat or drink anything after 6:30, so that way my body has time to process everything instead of eating or drinking right before I go to bed. If you're trying to put on weight, maybe you're in a different situation where you need to eat food before you go to sleep. One of the biggest things you can do is you're supposed to wind down. So if you can get your body to slow down, calm your breathing, your resting heart rate, all of that, that's going to improve your sleep. So I do stuff like reading, writing, because it's a little bit more calm, you're not looking at a screen, and it helps me wind down. So there are some supplements I use. I always recommend people actually take care of their sleep schedule before they just throw supplements at it. Same thing with food, and before you just go and get a ton of supplements, make sure you're eating right. But if I am gonna use supplements, sometimes I'll use melatonin, magnesium powder, or like a nighttime tea, something like that. So, and also sleep conditions are important. It's best to sleep in a cold room. You can use things like eye masks, earplugs, especially if it's loud and you're not able to fall asleep quickly because of that. So those are all things that you can do to help your environment hopefully get you a better night of sleep. One of the last things I do right once I'm already in bed is I'll do a breathing routine. There's different things you can do. You can look up and kind of find your own, but I do some sort of breathing routine which usually helps me slow down until I fall asleep, and that's usually how I end up going into sleep. That is everything that I've kind of tried this year. Most of it I implement in my own nighttime routine. Sometimes it's better than others, but I do recommend tracking, knowing what to track, and then having some sort of nightly routine. I think all of these are very important, and again, if you're an athlete, I think sleep is one of the most important things that you're probably not doing for yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week, and I hope you learned something from it. I hope it can benefit you, your sleep routine, and if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments or bring them to a Q&A, but I appreciate you. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share with another friend who might also need a sleep routine.